Hello everyone. This video is about the 2020 path to victory for the Republican Party, which is referring to Donald Trump, and it is the third video in my series that takes place before the Democrat primary. So, as of right now, we don't know who the Democrat candidate is for the 2020 presidential election. So, with that being said, uh, we're going to discuss the ways that Donald Trump could reclaim the presidency in 2020. So, obviously, he could just do exactly what he did in 2016 and take that. I mean, everyone knows about this path. It was crazy that he won it. Everyone counted him out. So, that's obviously the first way he could do it. So another way that I could see potentially happening is he retakes Arizona, which isn't that big of a stretch, but then also takes Nevada, which most people might not be thinking about. But if you look at the 2016 election, if Gary Johnson took 3.3% of the state's votes, so if he didn't run and Trump got those votes, he would have beat Hillary Clinton. So it's not that much of a stretch that Nevada is more of a toss-up and could actually go to Donald Trump. So with that being said, you also have, you have the Maine districts, or district I should say, and Nebraska district. And that's not much of a stretch to say that he wins those because he did very well in them. But then also New Hampshire. I mean, if you look at New Hampshire, this is a place where he only lost by 0.3 points. 0.3. And Gary Johnson took 4.1 points. So that is absolutely crazy. He only lost by 3,000 votes, and Gary Johnson had 30,000 votes. So it's not that much of a stretch to say that Trump has a chance of winning New Hampshire. So if something like that happens, then he could. Oh, yeah, my bad. I forgot to say Minnesota as well. I mean, he did surprisingly well. I'm not going to say that it wasn't surprising for a lot of people. It was. It was a shock how well he did. And once again, a state where Gary Johnson took 3.8 points, and Evan McMullin had 1.8 points, and then Donald Trump lost by less than 2 points. 1.5 points is his loss. And Trump has already come out and said how much he's going to try to push to win Minnesota. So it wouldn't be shocking if you saw Minnesota go to Donald Trump. And then you could just have him winning Pennsylvania 271, or you could have him winning Florida 280. So, and more shockingly, let's say he wins Michigan and wins the popular vote in Maine, which isn't really that much of a stretch. If you look at the numbers, he lost by 23,000 votes, and Johnson took 38,000. So it really isn't that big of a stretch to say that he has a chance of winning the popular vote in Maine as well. So with that, he would be at 269, and then if the Republicans retake the House of Representatives, then that means Trump would be president. So that I think is an obscure way of him getting it, but I think it would be very interesting and exciting to see that happen. And obviously that would be if he lost like Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, Florida, and then Colorado and New Mexico. And I'd say Colorado's further out of reach, but I wouldn't count out New Mexico considering that a lot of people were hesitant to vote for Donald Trump. And so 9.3 points went to Gary Johnson. And if he didn't run, and this obviously very hypothetical, but if Gary Johnson didn't win and all of his points went to Donald Trump would have beat Hillary Clinton with 49.3% of the votes to Hillary Clinton's 48.3% of the votes. He would have won by a whole point. So I wouldn't count out New Mexico. I'd say Colorado is further out of reach, but it can still be close in Colorado. You don't know. So without that, like I said, you had PA and Florida just individually. I'd say if you didn't get Minnesota and he had Nevada, then Florida would put him right there. Obviously, then and PA and any other state combination besides New Mexico. And when I say state combination, I mean not just the 2 points that you get for winning the popular vote in Maine. I mean like PA and Michigan, PA and Minnesota, PA and Wisconsin wins. So, as it stands right now, I'd say that Donald Trump has more paths to victory than the Democrats. I think it depends really on what candidate they put out, and how things move forward from there. So that's this video. I'd like to thank 270towin.com again for helping or for providing me this template to work with. Stay tuned for the fourth video, which is my actual prediction, how I, as of right now, how I see the election playing out, and where or which state would go where, and who's gonna win the 2020 election. So thank you. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time.